The following opinions are expressed solely by Abysmii and do not necessarily reflect the views held by anyone else on this channel. View whoring, a phenomenon bred mostly by social media and no stranger to YouTube. Recently, this practice has been adopted very strongly by the creepypasta community and narrators as a whole. As usual, not every channel does this, but all the big ones with the most attention and views do. Before I go into examples and the effects of view whoring, let's get a definition established first. It's of little surprise that there is no official definition of what view whoring is. It's even less surprising that Urban Dictionary has a halfway decent definition of what view whoring is. One who whores for views, a person that posts a YouTube video that grabs the attention of searchers when the video has no actual substance just to get the maximum amount of viewers possible. This definition is dated to 2009 and is in need of modification to make it more applicable to what happens on YouTube these days. My definition, and the definition the rest of this video will use, is as follows. The practice of using buzzwords, trendy topics, and generic thumbnails to get as many views as possible. Now, there is a built-in difficulty when addressing this topic. View whoring, when placed under a microscope, is not always obvious. You usually need to view a channel as a whole or track its progress over time. View whoring can be subtle in its manipulation and even innocent in its use. I'll try to give examples where I can. One of the difficulties in pointing out view whoring is separating it from regular and common sense uses of posting on YouTube. It isn't always patently obvious or fair to make the assumption that someone is whoring for views. I'll use an old YouTube video of mine as an example. This is an old narration I did back in 2015. The word creepypasta shows up in the title, description, and corresponding tweet. The thumbnail has red text set against a drowning woman to grab the attention of horror enthusiasts. The tags are very much geared toward popping up in a horror lover suggested videos. You can make the argument that I was capitalizing on creepypasta by plastering it all over this video, trying to get as many views as possible. However, if you look at my narrations as a whole, this argument proves false. I narrated only creepypastas and some science fiction. I only narrated stories that I liked that actually had good writing. This meant that I didn't always do the popular stories or the ones that were brand new or the ones that every other narration channel did unless it was unavoidable. I also made sure to only use footage and video I had permission for or were in the public domain, meaning that a lot of the more attention-grabbing and often copyrighted images were used by other channels and not myself. That, among other reasons, is why my narrations never got a lot of attention. I didn't follow every clickbait technique because that wasn't the point of what I was doing. When you are only choosing very specific stories and uploading maybe twice a week, you can hardly be accused of view whoring, as view whoring almost always involves uploading about whatever is popular as much as possible. This brings me to my next topic that ties in with narration channels both large and small. Curation. Curation is defined as the act of curating, of organizing, and maintaining a collection of artworks or artifacts. This definition is a little archaic, so let's update it a bit. The act of organizing and collecting content based around a theme or principle. For my narrations, I curated around good writing, effective horror, and interesting plots. Not a hard and fast set of themes, but enough that my content didn't directly resemble everyone else's too much. In fact, that channel grew to include original videos, let's plays, video essays, and more. If you look at my music channel, I have a more clear theme of curation. I tend to stick to ambient music, but I also branch out now and then. My thumbnails have slowly been evolving over the years as well. I like to think I have a discernible style when you compare my videos to other music channels. Now, why do I keep inserting my content here as examples? It is because I am still hesitant to bring other channels I work with and frequent into these videos. There are narrators I respect that use curation to their advantage. There are narrators I respect that have gone the way of view whoring, and while I wish them well, I don't follow their content anymore. To protect their identity, I will describe them in general terms without using a name. A good curation channel I know of is a narrator who takes stories from multiple websites with permission. She only chooses stories she likes and focuses on one at a time. She also posts let's plays, does voice acting, and draws. Her personality comes through her work, and some of it is completely original. Another good example is a more traditional narration channel I follow. However, this channel also chooses very specifically what stories he chooses and which authors to work with. He also has a podcast centered around original characters he has made. This is above and beyond what most channels do. Full disclosure, I've worked with both of these channels in the past, but that is because I like their content and what they do. Now, there are channels I have worked with in the past that have not kept up on curation. They are now doing the true scary story, and I fucking hate that term, format almost 100% of the time. They used to post the odd creepypasta collaboration with voice actors, or a sci-fi story, or even just a collection of quotes from a philosopher. The point being, their channel stood out, now they don't. They look like Corpse Husband, and Bebusta, and Lazy Masquerade, and Darkness Prevails, and Swamp Dweller, and Uni522, and Urmaker, and Hellfreezer, and Blue Spooky, and Mr. Nightmare. I could go on. As I always say in these videos, if you like these channels, more power to you. I'm not saying if they are inherently good or bad, as that is based on opinion. But I am objectively stating that these channels lack curation. They lack identity outside their name and whoever's voice is being heard. They all read the same stories, from the same sites, using the same music and same images. Personally, I would hate to be in their position. They are almost interchangeable with one another. Why would someone so blatantly hop on this trend and make themselves look like so many other channels? There's no art to it, no creativity. I get that people listen to these stories at 2 AM for cheap scares, but that just means the content is cheap as well. I never thought I'd say this, but big narrators like Creeps McPasta and Mr. Creepypasta have more curation to their content than the True Scary Stories channels. Not by a lot, but some. They do whatever creepypasta gets posted, but at least they don't cram 20 stories into one video just to get tons of... Oh, wait. Never mind. This brings us to what exactly view whoring is in the context of this video. Famous pastas and true scary stories are essentially buzzwords. If you slap the killer suffix onto a video title, or 12 true scary, I don't know, car insurance office stories onto a thumbnail... Hey, so... I was doing the research on this this episode, and I came across a thing that I hadn't noticed before, and I wanted to share it with you guys just because it blindsided me. It's related because it came up when I was doing this, and I just want to show it to you because it's funny and kind of lighten the mood of this one a bit. A Dogman. It's, what is a Dogman? Is that like a werewolf? I just saw it popped up when I was looking up, I think, cryptids. It's a new thing in the True Scary Stories collection. Dogmen. What is a Dogman? What the fuck is a Dogman? Maybe it's something I'm just not aware of. I'm gonna do some research and I'll put it. Oh, can I skip ahead to that? Okay, Michigan Dogman. This is from Wikipedia. Cryptozoological creature allegedly first reported in 1887. Allegedly reported. So we don't even know if it was first heard of in 1887 in Wexford County, Michigan. Described as a 7-foot-tall, blue-eyed or amber-eyed bipedal canine-like animal with the torso of a man and a fearsome howl of sounds that sounds like a human scream. Canine-like animal with the torso of a man. What about the rest of him? So is he between a dog and a man? Does he have a dog head, but a man torso? So he's got like human arms and hands, but dog feet? Human-like scream. That makes him fucking Scooby-Doo. That makes him an upright Scooby-Doo. Okay. According to legends, the Michigan Dogman appears in a 10-year cycle. Oh, how punctual. Sightings have been reported in several locations throughout Michigan, primarily in the northwestern quadrant of the lower blah 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 blah. Gained popularity when DJ Steve Cook recorded a song. Okay. Unknown to most of the modern world until very late in the 20th century. Something about Native American tribes. Okay. Authentic sources for sightings made prior to 1987, however, have never been documented beyond Steve Cook's song discussed below. Okay, so it's an urban legend, kind of like Bigfoot. Oh, and this is just capitalizing on it. When did this start? How did I miss this? Seriously, how did I miss this? This is hilarious. Real dogmen encounters, as opposed to the fake ones. 2 true encounters with dogman that will terrify you. Is it one or is it multiple? True werewolf and dogman stories. Do they hang out on weekends? Like, there's a dogman. Does it play fetch? It's just so funny. I mean, I don't know how people... Maybe people don't take this seriously. Maybe I am just talking out my ass about things that people are just saying, dude, lighten up. It's all just good fun. But, I mean, come on. True Encounters with Dogman. Expanded Perspectives podcast. An hour and 18 minutes long. You can't talk about a joke for that long if it's just a made-up thing. Oh my god. It just... True Dogman stories. Dogman Ranch! Bank-owned Dogman! Dogman Ranch. Oh. At least this one's not claiming to be true, but come on, man. Oh, Jesus. You know, but hey, set up a True Scary Story channel and do Dogman stories. They're, you'll really, break the mold there. Dogman. Oh. Please tell me there's a movie somewhere. Please tell me there's like a Dogman movie. Oh my god, there's a Dogman movie. I have to watch this. I have to watch this with friends. I do. Oh my god. Okay, sorry. The rest of the episode is serious. I had to derail for this because I can't. If I don't record this and put it in somewhere, I'm gonna forget about it, and I don't want to lose this. So, thank you. Back to the episode. Or something else trendy, you are more likely to gain viewers. Now, just because you use something popular doesn't automatically make you a view whore. Doing it for the entirety of your channel makes you a view whore. Next, let's analyze social media. You've likely heard of retweet squads. These are groups that retweet whatever a channel puts out regardless of content. You can see some narrators do this on Twitter for every video they do. Is this view whoring, or is this just a way to get exposure? I'll let you decide, but I will say this. I retweet content I know is good and can explain why it is good. Typically I only retweet when I'm sure of the video and want to share it around. I don't blindly retweet stuff because someone called for it unless it is very important. Why don't these narration channels just wait for their fans to choose if they want to retweet the video on their own? If the video is good, they will probably share it. If it is bad, you need to improve and they may not share it. Simple as that. I follow a lot of people and channels on YouTube and Twitter. I only see narration channels do this. But why do they do it? Are they competing for web presence? What does it matter who retweets if you already have loyal followers? The last thing I'm going to address is content that is being held hostage. I saw instances like this where narrators and YouTubers at large stated that they will release a video if they get a certain number of likes, retweets, or subscribers. Why? My gut reaction to this is that they prioritize releasing content second to getting views, subscribers, ad revenue, or something else. Why else would you not release a video? The logic just doesn't follow. You have a channel to release content through. Hopefully people like it and you get a big following. I'm fine with celebrating milestones, even though I don't really do it myself. But it just looks shady to keep content off your channel until an arbitrary number is hit. I've seen posts saying a YouTuber will release a video early if they get enough likes. What the fuck is that? You made the video. Just release it. Do you make content because you have a passion for it or because you like improved YouTube analytics? I'm trying not to insinuate here, but I honestly don't understand the rationale of holding content hostage. The Gothic Librarian gave me an explanation in our conversation posted here. Thank you, by the way, for keeping it civil, and left me with an unsatisfying answer. She said she made the video in anticipation of 600 subscribers to celebrate the milestone once it was reached. The video in question is a 2-hour collaboration with other female narrators reading stories. On the outset, that just seems like standard fare for these channels. But this video has 18 different people on it. That probably took a long time to gather together. How long was she waiting until 600 to release this? Why not just release it once it is done or start it after 600 is met? If the video is good, and you should strive to make every video your best, then 600 subscribers is likely to follow, right? Like I said in my last tweet, I just don't understand. So, to recap, we have channels that use buzzwords, spam social media accounts, follow popular trends, have zero curation, and are barely distinct from the next channel in their niche. Why do this? Why go to all the trouble to be almost exactly the same as someone else? My only conclusion is that popular and quick success can be gained from doing all this. I know some of these channels are trying to make a living off these videos, so I'm guessing that's the reason. But like I said last video, be honest with people if you are in it for the money. Don't tell me you remember hardly anything about the 300 cookie-cutter scary stories you've posted this month. For everyone who isn't monetizing their work and is following this trend of view whoring, consider doing something else. Unless you really love this, you are probably getting lost in the shuffle and could be doing something more creative and more original. Take that for what it is. Thank you for listening. All the original music used here is of my creation. You can check out my music channel if you enjoy that. You can also check out my science fiction podcast, Ray Gun Readers, if you want more story analysis. Thanks again.